27 in Toledo. You want to get to a single.
Hey, congratulations, young man. How do you feel?
I'm feeling great, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, that suit. What is it? Looks great, man. What you got wearing?
Silk made by Brian Alexander. Bespoke, custom-made suit, paying homage to my teams that I played for, high schools and college. So
Very nice.
I really appreciate it.
Very nice.
JC, coming to Tennessee under the tutelage of one of the greatest, if not the greatest offensive line coach of all time, Callahan. Had you talked to him, and if so, what did you pick up from him, and how excited are you to play for him?
Yeah, first time I had a chance to meet him was when we were at the top 8 visit, and it was like supposed to be a 30-minute visit, and talking, we just talked about each other's background first, and then we went into techniques and plays, and then 2 hours have passed by. I'm a student of the game. I love picking the guys who have been there, the vets. I reach out to Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Mark Gibbs, all those guys to ask, hey, like what am I still expect? How do I get to where you guys are or avoid the mistakes that you guys have made? And all of them come back to me, and I'll listen to it in depth, attention to detail. So having a chance to talk to him and sit down and really, just gain awareness and knowledge of the game from where he's been. He was out with the Browns at one point, and he was showing me tape on them. So just having a chance to really just sit down and understand what it is that he's teaching, how he's teaching it, was a blessing.
How's it going to be being able to go up against a guy like Jeffrey Simmons on the other side of practice, man?
Yeah, iron sharpens iron, man. I'm extremely excited to get a chance to, just go against a great guy like that on a day-to-day basis.
JC, talk about Trench King and what that nickname means to you.
Yeah, so when I was at IMG, 3 guys were hurt, 2 tore their ACL, 1 tore their MCL. So I had to switch over from DN to offensive line. I was the top 10 player in the country at the time. I was number 3 in my position as a defensive end. And making that switch, I wanted to hold myself to a standard. My offensive line coach, Coach George Hegeman, he was best friends with Deion Sanders. He played in the NFL with the Eagles, Buccaneers, and Cowboys. Played with Deion and Michael Irvin and Larry Allen, all those guys. So, the standard of what he's used to is extremely high. He held me to that standard. And talking to, Deion every single day, when he was talking to him, he called himself prime time. So, I wanted to live up to kind of something like that. I didn't want to steal prime time, obviously, but so I sat down and thought about it. Every time you break it down in O-line, D-line, you say it's the trenches. So I want to hold myself to a constant reminder and standard of that's what I am on the trench king.
Jonathan's been through this process, right? What do you think, or what kind of advice do you think you give back to your Alabama teammates, like a Tyler Booker that could be coming next year? T-Book.
Yeah, T-Book. So my guy, I definitely tell him to enjoy the process. I didn't plan on losing to Michigan, but even so, I understood that there was a chance I'd lose and it'd be it, and you just look back and be like, dang, like it felt not long ago you was a freshman in the dorm, struggling with the 4th quarter program, and now you're considered a top 10 pick going into the NFL. Time really does fly, and all of our parents say that college is going to be the best years of your life, and it really is. So I tell them to enjoy the process, but also at the same time, don't try to rush it, and I think he's doing a great job at that. Some guys are, man, I don't care about this season, I'm just looking for the NFL. He's doing a great job at not only putting the team first, when, guys are getting those accolades as well, but he's also understanding, like, I'm going to take it step by step and piece by piece, and that's what everybody should do so they can understand, like, hey, like, once it's all said and done, I don't want to have any regrets.
What kind of impact did Nick Saban have on your career? What's Alabama football going to look like after Nick Saban?
Alabama's still Alabama football. I've been to their practices, still fast, physical, high intensity. And the impact that Saban had on me, he developed me and everybody else into great young men on and off the field. 2 things that he taught me that I just picked up naturally through him was if you want to be great or if you want to be the best, you have to be consistent and disciplined. If you want to be a leader, you have to hold people accountable. And if you want to be liked, sell ice cream. So those are things that I took from him. And one thing that I always look at, I went to state high school. High school I was winning state. We won state I think like 12 times or 14 times since they were around. Then they ended up going to IMG and then Alabama. And one thing that I learned from him when he said it just made so much sense. When a student is ready to learn, the teacher will appear. And that just stood out so much to me that naturally through my life, just meeting a guy like Coach Callahan, and I'm ready for the next phase of my life, and I always felt that way. To now meeting him and going over so much stuff, in that 30-minute conversation turned into 2 hours. The teacher appeared. So.
Jason, Alabama to Alabama athletes.
Just keep going and just be consistent and just never give up. It's gonna be rainy days, it's gonna be tough days, but adversity is what makes you, and never compare yourself to anybody else. Comparison is the killer of joy. Your situation is different from somebody else. So you look at Joel went at 5. You look at our two situations completely different. So you never can just try to compare yourself to anybody. Just always focus on you and yourself.
JC, from Alabama student to Alabama athlete, first off, Roll Tide.
Yeah,
You
Roll Tide.
just got picked to a team that's going through a bit of a rebuilding process, and you've gone through the rebuilding process before. So how do you plan on to continue to just get through that process?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think one of the things that the coaches stated over there was the process is you got to weed out all the guys who kind of want it, and the toxic people of the program to keep the integrity of the team beneficial to everybody else. And then you guys just build from the ground up, have a solid foundation of what your principles and goals are, and then from that standpoint, you want to keep building up from there. It might happen in the first year. You might be everything that you want it to be. It might take a couple of years, but just never give up. As I tell everybody, just be consistent and disciplined. And success is where preparation meets opportunity.
What was it like to go against Dallas Turner in practice?
But yeah, I love that, man. That's my guy. I'm not in college anymore, so I can say we had bets, $20 bets on every rep. So I won a majority of them, but yeah, that's my guy. Just going against him every single day. He made me better, and I made him better, and iron sharpens iron. So.
JC, can you talk about your time at IMG and then your time at Alabama? Just the standard of excellence that's been around you your whole career.
Yeah, my time at IMG, it meant a lot to me, especially going through that phase. Anybody in this room, when you were 15 years old, if you went to a boarding school in Florida, without your parents, everybody knows how to get. So homework and school and all that stuff, you got to keep that priorities in check. But it gets kind of hard, and that's when I had to learn that being an adult is handling your priorities and responsibilities. And then once I kind of felt like I had a grasp on that, the guys got hurt, and I had to make a switch from D-line, something that I played my whole life, to O-line, something that I've never played before, really. And there were times where I had 20 offers to now I got to kind of play offensive line. I don't know if I have those offers anymore. So they taught me how to grow up, and taught me how to mature, and just be consistent and be persistent at the same time. And Alabama was just the college version of IMG, the cream of the crop, and it's going to weed out all people who aren't made for it, and if you're made for it, you're going to strive every single day.
What were your initial thoughts being selected by the Tennessee Titans?
Say again?
What was your initial thought after being selected by the Tennessee Titans?
Let's get to work. I'm ready for it. I talked to all the coaching staff on every dude I've been on the turnaround that I'm going to be, and all of them said, you might have your rookie mini camp coming up, and that's the names we're going to focus on. So I appreciate the opportunity. But my main success, George Hagerman, he was one of the guys who stayed my mentor. UJ, he's at Alabama now. All the youth league coaches that I've had who coached me up and taught discipline in me. Mom, dad, stepmom, they were always in my corner since I was a little kid and never gave up on me. And then my best friends and siblings, I just had a great support group around me. A group of people who just never gave up on me no matter how hard things got.
We'll take one more question.
JC, one of the first things that pops out in your film is just your ability to run block. What do you think makes you a dominant run blocker?
Someone told me one time I messed up on the run block once, and he told me, your technique may have been bad, but at the end of the day, run block is just all about attitude. You bench, God knows what, and squat, over 1,000 pounds. So, a kid should never be able to, even have a chance on you. And that kind of mindset elevated me to understand, I am one of the strongest cats on the field, and this is a mindset thing. It doesn't take the strongest guy to make the play every single time, but I happen to be the strongest, so I need to make it.
Thank you.
Hey, congratulations. Congratulations, man. Yeah.
Made some bad money move. Now we're totally screwed. Didn't fund your IRA.